Give once, give often.
We are talking of hundreds and thousands of people dying in every part of the world every year. This is no more a theoretical debate. It is a human emergency and a planetary emergency.
Hello, we're here because we're running a campaign to fund a documentary, and our purpose is to keep the story of the People's Climate March that happened last September in New York City, to keep that story alive, and to make you who were there relive this unforgettable experience, and those of you who were not there, well, we hope that you get some idea of what happened there and what it was all about.
I believe you got to be able to go to prison once in a while, amen?
People were definitely ready to change everything, and they wanted justice with that change, and they wanted it now.
And maybe you should tell us what led up to the People's Climate March, which was a Sunday in New York City.
Right. I went down Friday morning and immediately talking to people on the train.
People came by climate train from the West Coast, Canada, and the Midwest, by bus, and every other mode of transportation.
Then that night I went to the Indigenous Peoples Forum put on by the people of the South Seas, what they call the Global South. And it was astonishing how callous as Westerners we are to what's really going on.
I think the biggest thing that people have to connect with to fix this problem of global warming, of a dramatic and devastating climate change, is for us to come together. We really have to know and see that every person matters in this movement. Every single voice, every single body is it's really collective power. So
we're still essentially demanding reparations. So far it's more than relief. We need reparations. We need justice.
We're causing suffering by our lack of action. And Saturday night, I then went to a forum put on by the Global North, Indigenous peoples.
If we don't change today,
with Rolling Stone and Democracy Now! I was the only ones I could see that were actually interviewing people, and the New York City TVs, on the people from the front lines that came down, and I got some great interviews with people that came to talk about the perspective there that wasn't going to make it to the news.
All of the above approach to energy is the antithesis of a leader's action who is interested or cares to address this problem, especially with the advent of so much renewable energy. That includes hydrofracking, any nuclear, all of these things are antiquated. Okay. It's time to move forward.
Perhaps you should tell us a little bit about the budget that you're asking for, because it's quite a substantial amount of money, one would think.
No, this is actually a very modest budget to put together a feature-length film, and we hope that by getting this out to the documentary film festivals that it'll get a wider reach and help to put people in the streets.
Celebrities and dignitaries were humbly embedded to draw attention to the people on the front lines and the movement, not to them. This was more than the corporate commercial-driven media could handle, though they covered what they could in between the fires, calamities, and wars.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. World leaders are gathering in New York for a climate summit at the United Nations on Tuesday. And today, hundreds of thousands of demonstrators gathered in cities around the world to demand faster action to reduce carbon emissions. Last week, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration said this summer was the hottest on record and that this year is likely to be the hottest ever.
Like during the Occupy movement, some just couldn't find the story.
Allison Cossack is in New York. Describe the scene for us earlier.
Earlier, it's actually happening as we speak.
Parade's happening right now. Perhaps you can tell by the fact that nobody can see me. MSNBC, show them how it's done.
Let's head there now. We've got MSNBC's Ned Resnikoff, who's standing by.
To change everything, we need everyone.
And by helping us make this film and get it out there, it has both sides of it, you'll be a part of helping everybody to have a vehicle to get out and to talk to people and to see that they can be a part of this change. And that is, you know, that gives you a lot of strength to feel like you're part of doing something important. At least it does for me.
We can become earth keepers, peacemakers, and harmony keepers. So you see, we can do it together. We can change the world.
I'm marching together with my indigenous brothers and sisters and our allies to call upon the world to keep the oil in the ground, defend the Amazon, fight against climate change, and also protect the environment.